Thought that I'd be healing now. I didn't think I'd have to feel this now. I thought I would've moved on, but somehow the feeling's still strong. Like I'll be on my way out, thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking I was done now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you, of you, of you. Know that I'ma ignore you all night, all night. Know that I'ma decline your calls, right, calls, right. But I know that when I get home, I'll check in my phone to see what you want, see what you wrote, cause I wanna know, I wanna know. Yeah, I'll be on my way out, thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking I was done now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you, of you, of you. So tell me why I get this feeling now. Oh, tell me why I get this feeling now. Been a couple years that I've been healing now. Been
Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy to have you back and I'm so excited that you decided to land on this video. Today I wanted to share my fitness journey. It is something that I've struggled with for a very long time, but I feel like I can finally say that I've gotten a handle on it as of last year. Around May or June, I want to say maybe end of May, I decided that I wanted to work with a nutrition coach who specializes in bodybuilding. I can't say I have no desire, but it's not my primary goal to become a bodybuilder, but I really admire their work ethic and the discipline, and my nutrition coach is the best person to kind of work with for me specifically for what I want, what I need, and they were able to create a nutrition program for me to work with. Before I get into like the actual nutrition program, let's take a step back, shall we? I have always been heavy set, I want to say, like ever since I was young, what I look like when I was younger. And I was very heavy, and that definitely had to do with my upbringing. My dad worked a lot of jobs that he would bring food home, as in like either McDonald's, he was a McDonald's manager, or he would work so I went to a Catholic school between like 3rd to 5th grade, and he worked at the school, so he would get free food, so he would bring that food home. And so my brother and I, we would just enjoy and eat as kids would do and not really just think about how much you're eating. That turned into this sort of obsession with food that I didn't really know how to go about handling. Make sure the curls are up. But yeah, that was the sort of initial phase into like, I want to say, developing a sort of like unhealthy dynamic with food, unhealthy relationship with food. We were just kids, you know, we were innocent. We wouldn't think really much about like what we were eating, except just enjoying it, you know, as kids would. And so I gained weight pretty quickly. Like, I was a very heavy set kid. I definitely experienced a bit of bullying, I want to say, like especially because being the only Sri Lankan girl, I can remember maybe like one other Indian kid in the school with me. So aside from the two of us, like I was literally, and my brother as well, so we were really just like a handful of kids who were a different ethnicity compared to like Italian American student body. People saw us as different, and it was hard, you know. Like now I think about it, I can laugh about the dynamics in the situation, but being in that moment, it was definitely challenging. It was definitely something that I didn't particularly enjoy, but I'm really grateful for the experience because I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be as confident in who I am had I not gone through those experiences. My weight definitely played a part in my identity. I didn't feel like I was accepted as much either because of my weight, because of my skin complexion. I kind of navigated towards the comfort of food. Growing up, maybe around like 8th grade or so, I started to, yo-yo dieting. My mom would buy me the lean cuisines, the Jenny Craig, and all that stuff. She doesn't necessarily have the best relationship with food either. It's definitely gotten a lot better. At that time, I also feel like it was a trend to be skinny. Just being skinny was on trend. And I remember specifically like, forget fitness, forget like being strong and healthy and like vibrant, like you just wanted to be skinny, and that was the end goal. And I believe that, like I wanted to fit in so badly, so I would put myself through these like yo-yo diets and try and lose weight quickly. I would gain all of the weight back, and then I would be so upset that like, why is this not sustainable? And at the time, like I was young, I didn't have a proper understanding of what nutrition even meant, what moving your body meant. And so I did that throughout high school as well. And then it was a constant back and forth, and now I'm 28 and I feel like I just slowly touched the surface of what it means to really not only be confident in my body, but also just what it means to be healthy for me. What led to the point of last year in May and finally deciding to sign up for the nutrition program. I had been the heaviest that I had ever been in my entire life. Like, I had reached 170 pounds. You know, 170 pounds can mean something very different for everybody's body shape, body type, and your height. So I don't want people to think that, oh, I'm 170 pounds. What does that say about me? Am I unhealthy? No, that doesn't mean that you're unhealthy. But for my body type, my height, my weight, and how I felt, it was terrible. Like, I was 27 years old and I could barely run up 2 flights of stairs without huffing huffing and puffing. Like, it was hard and it was terrible. Like, I felt like, what am I doing with myself? I constantly was eating takeout, getting so many like sugar. I didn't realize how much sugar I was consuming too. I was just fed up. I was fed up over constantly making that New Year's resolution, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to start anew and do all of this work on myself, and then just completely implode, you know, and never actually fulfill what I was going to say. And I didn't trust myself. That is one of the biggest lessons from last year up until now. I can honestly say that I genuinely trust myself. I genuinely know that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to accomplish it. Hence this YouTube channel, hence like my weight loss journey. That's been such a healing, beautiful thing to see, because that's something that I've never personally experienced in myself before. So yeah, last year, actually one of my close friends, Olivia, she is a bodybuilder. She is amazing. She has the most incredible weight loss story that I've ever seen. And her ability to just defy odds and really push herself and to establish this unreal sort of discipline, she inspires me. And like, I feel like although I've made so much progress from last year up until now, I feel like I tried enough to see progress, but I'm not necessarily as happy with the discipline level that I've achieved yet. Don't get me wrong, like I've definitely established some form of discipline to be able to frequently go to the gym and eat correctly, and to constantly like watching and monitoring what it is that I'm doing to be able to achieve my goal. I'm really happy with that, but I feel like I can always be better for myself, and that's one of the things I really want to focus on this year. I actually had to go to a wedding in Sri Lanka in, what was it? It was May as well. I knew that I wanted to start the program around that time, but it takes a bit of time for them to create the actual program, the weight loss exercise plan as well, and everything. So I initially signed up at the beginning of May, then I went to Sri Lanka, and then once I came back, I was able to start the program end of May. Sorry, end of May, beginning of June, around that time. And it was so hard. This particular program, the coach that I work with, he creates the entire meal plan. I locked myself into a 12-week program knowing that like, okay, and I'm a very stubborn person as well. Like, one thing about me is that if I want to do something, I'm going to do it no matter what anyone tells me. And so I knew that, okay, there's no way of getting out of this. You paid for it, you are being held accountable through a coach, and so you're gonna do it no matter what. The initial meal plan was hard because I wasn't used to not only eating the amount of volume of food that it takes to not only transform your body but to like lose weight and then start building muscle as well was extremely difficult. And that wasn't even a high caloric range, honestly. Like, I was still at a deficit. The volume of food was insane, and I remember having like brain fog simply because of how hard it was to consume all of the meals. But then little by little you acclimate to it. Within like 3 weeks time, it started to become a routine. It was really I still remember the first week like eating, I was like, I don't know if I could do this. Then in my mind I was like, well, you got another 11 weeks to go and you're not quitting because you don't quit. So yeah, I'm so happy that like I pushed myself through those 12 weeks because that started the journey. I feel like the 12 weeks was the initial process of trying to kind of figure out whether you can trust yourself, whether am I capable of doing this, and I was. And then I fell in love with the progress that I made within that 12 weeks that I continued to work with my nutrition coach. If you're interested, I will share a little bit more about like what the actual meals entail in another video. So let me know, comment below, and I will definitely share that in another video. So that's like the meal portion, right? The actual eating, the nutrition and everything. But then going into the actual working out routine. So I started CrossFit maybe like, how long ago? Probably like, I want to say 3 years. I think 3 years ago I signed up, but I was going on and off for the most part. I really love CrossFit. The day that I actually tried a class, like I legit felt like I was gonna die, but you experience such a high when you finish that workout, and the reward that you feel after finishing something so difficult and putting your body through that is incredible. Like, I can't describe the feeling. Like, it's such a high. And I instantly signed up right away. I loved it. And I love the weight training aspect. I wanted to lift weights for a while. I was super interested in it, but I was always scared, you know, to like walk into a gym by myself. Like, I had no clue how to lift workouts, to do what sort of weight progressions to increase by. Like, I had no clue. And so CrossFit was really, it was definitely appealing to the eye to me, more so because I like that there was always a coach. It's class-based. So how my gym runs is there are specific classes throughout the day that you can attend, and then majority of the time throughout the day is then open gym. So you can work out by yourself, you can do your own thing, you can do the actual like CrossFit workout, or you can do your own sort of like weight training set. I usually attend the classes, and I want to say that my trainers are freaking amazing. Like, I genuinely love this gym so much. They're such good people, and they're really, really knowledgeable of what they do. They also have such a passion for CrossFit as well. And when you're around passionate people, it definitely is uplifting. It's an inspirational something. It's an environment that you constantly want to be around. And so I felt like I kind of found my tribe in a way when I found CrossFit. My friend Olivia also did CrossFit at the time. She's not at the gym anymore, but she was definitely one of the reasons why I felt confident in going to try something so challenging. So little by little, I started CrossFit. Their movements, I want to say, like, their exercises are primarily focused on part weight training, part cardiovascular endurance. So how they initially break it down is there's a weightlifting portion, and then there's a cardio portion with some weights involved in it as well. So maybe the weight section will be broken down in 20 to maybe like 15 to 20 minutes of weightlifting. So that could be like either a deadlift or push press or like a back squat, front squat, different sort of dynamic weight training movements. And then we will move on to a metabolic conditioning portion, which is like the cardio section. That's the longest section out of the program, so to speak. That will consist of like various different like exercises. Like, you can have kettlebell swings, you can do the assault bike, you can potentially run that day. I love the rower specifically. Like, the rower is so fun, and I love building my back too. That's like one of the fun things that I've really started to love, is just embracing muscle, because I always felt like growing up, the goal was to always be skinny, and that's just not my goal anymore. I truly don't give a fuck. She just swore on YouTube. It's fine. It's okay. But yeah, like, I genuinely do not care about being skinny. Like, I love my curves. I love my body now. I love just who I am. Like, I love just me. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but it's like I couldn't say that 2 years ago. I genuinely couldn't even look at myself in the mirror because I was so just disgusted by what I was seeing, and I felt like I wasn't living up to who I wanted to be. And so I really needed to change my mindset. So that's where the nutrition program came in. Like, they really forced me to teach myself discipline, and that's one of the things that I'm super grateful for through that experience. CrossFit is something that, with the nutrition program and doing those two things together on a consistent basis, by the end of December of 2023, I managed to lose 20 pounds. So from, let's say, beginning of June to end of December, so like about a 6-month transformation. I definitely could have lost more, but that's why I was saying, like, I could have been more disciplined than I was, because I feel like people have this sort of notion that you need to be perfect on an everyday basis and eat perfectly every single day in order to see a minute progression. And that's not the case. For me, for the first 12 weeks, not all of the 12 weeks, like maybe the first 3 weeks, I was really probably the most perfect I could be on that program. Like, I was working out 4 to 5 times a week. I was eating perfectly. Like, I had one cheat meal once every week. And then the coach would alter my nutrition program, like, depending on how my body was doing that week. And so... But then there was a week where I messed up completely. Like, I did not meal prep at all. Like, my work schedule was all over the place, so like I couldn't make the workouts. So like, there was consistency, but then also there was a lack of consistency. But I think the most important thing was that even though I had those little issues and there were times where I wasn't as consistent, I didn't give up. Like, I didn't tell myself like, oh, well, I didn't go to the gym this entire week. I ate like shit. Well, fuck that. Oh my God, I need to stop cursing. I didn't give up. I didn't tell myself and beat myself up over the fact that like I wasn't perfect that week, and you don't need to be perfect. You just need to choose every single day. You have to be better for yourself every single day, and that is what creates change. It's choosing yourself on a daily basis, making the best choices that you can for you to be your best self. And I feel like that was something that I needed to develop because my mindset has changed completely, like tremendously. And if I didn't experience that journey, I wouldn't have cultivated that mindset to really push through and kind of remove those negative thoughts, and almost like parenting myself in a way to like get through that day, get through that moment, get through that workout, get through like eating something that you don't particularly like and want to eat that day, that you're fed up with eating the same thing on a daily basis. So it's like those minor sort of stresses that you needed to overcome on a frequent basis really established and laid the foundation for who I am right now in this moment. So yeah, like with those two, CrossFit and the nutrition program, not only did I see a tremendous change in my body, but my mind changed so significantly. And so I think the biggest thing that I would want people to get out of this story, this sort of journey, and it's not the end, like I'm only getting started. Like I absolutely adore CrossFit. I'm not giving that up, but I think CrossFit really gave me the confidence to be able to walk into a gym and know exactly what I'm going to do and not care what other people think, because at the end of the day, I know I'm strong. I've developed my strength. I'm really proud of how I've come about from 3 years ago to now. Like, it's insane. Like, one of my goals is to do a pull-up this year, unassisted, you know, and I want to be able to lift heavier on my deadlift, and I know I can achieve those goals. I just have to continue to keep working at it. And I feel like a lot of people get held up over the fact that, oh, I worked out for a week, why am I not seeing a change? And it's like, I didn't see a change maybe for about a month. Like, it was like, I still remember this day where I took a progress picture of myself and I'm like, my legs look skinnier. Oh my God, like, where did they go? You know? And so I think there's such a beauty in knowing that your body is enduring this sort of journey and change, because your body will never, well, it could potentially come back depending on the choices in your life and like whatever happens, but in that moment, like, and you progressing forward, like, you're not going to experience that aspect of your body again, you know? And so I feel like the biggest thing for me is like, I've been enjoying the changes as I go, from whether it was losing the first 5 pounds to the first 10, then the next 10 pounds to the 15 to the now 20. Like, I'm really just enjoying that change and really being present in that moment, because I know where I want to be by the end of this year physically. And so it's just a matter of really pushing through and just constantly choosing yourself day by day. I feel like the biggest thing from this journey is that the thing that I learned is how to love myself, and to also be okay with choosing me as opposed to constantly putting everybody else first, because I've had to be selfish in making this commitment to myself, because it involves maybe not going out as much, it involves not seeing as many people or like certain kinds of people because they're triggering, and that's okay, you know? Like, that doesn't mean that those people are bad or that you shouldn't see them, but like, in time, you know, like, you have to understand the goal that you've set for yourself and that how badly you want to achieve that goal. Like, for me, one of the things that I'm telling myself right now, and I'm actually even struggling with it today, I did not like particularly how fuller I looked today. Like, I was definitely leaner a few days ago, but because of life, I had a birthday party. My sister's birthday was the other day, and then my cousin's birthday was the day before that, and so we went out. Like, I still made the right choices in terms of what I was eating, but I didn't feel perfect. And so I started to experience like negative thinking, and today specifically I felt not my best, and easily I could have been like, I don't want to film today, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, but then I was like, you're better than that. You're better than your negative thoughts. You are better than your body. Like, your body is a vessel, yes, but at the end of the day, it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define your being. I bring more to the table than my body and what I look like. And so that's something that I really needed to like sit with. And then I put on a cute outfit. I put on my makeup. I did my hair. We looking real cute. And then I feel good. You know, like I'm wearing sweats because that makes me feel hella comfortable, but the top feels real cute and snatches it in. And I feel good now. You know, like it was a fleeting moment where I was like, oh, I feel really down. But then the biggest thing is constantly just parenting your mind. Just those thoughts don't last forever. Those thoughts don't even last a minute. You know, they're in and out. And so don't let them control you. I hope you guys enjoyed this little story. If you like this story, give the video a like. I would really appreciate it, and it lets me know whether you guys enjoy the content that I'm creating. And feel free to leave a comment. Like, I would love to hear your thoughts. How have you experienced your fitness journey? What is something that you've experienced in terms of overcoming certain obstacles? Just share whatever you want, you know, like feel free to talk. Like, I want this channel to be a really safe space to not only really inspire people, but to also just to be a home where you feel comfortable sharing things, you know. And I really have loved YouTube for that reason. I watch YouTube every day. Like, I absolutely love it, not only for entertainment but for inspiration as well. I feel like a lot of my fitness journey and my nutrition journey, I've really relied on YouTube as a crutch to be able to mentally just like gather myself, or to hear other people's stories and really just understand that you're not alone. And so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to create this channel, was for that particular reason, and to just share good vibes, you know, all the time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really enjoyed it, I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a like. And if you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe. You don't have to, but I would really appreciate it if you did. And I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.